Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am absolutely stoked that you're here because we are still in Japan. This is video 2 in the series, so if you missed the first, I'll link it up top for you to check out. We are hitting as many hard-off thrift stores as we can in this video series in hopes to find Japanese exclusive video games. Of course, everything today is in search of that big, beautiful building right there. Japan's well-known thrift store chain, Hard-Off. All right, so here are the rules. We're looking for Japanese exclusive games that at the very least were never released in North America. 2, we're looking for games that will, for the most part, play on North American consoles, so they're not region-locked games. And we're cheating a little bit with the Super Nintendo because we have a Super Retron at home. And 3, they must be at least somewhat playable for non-Japanese speakers. So looking for games like puzzle games, fighting games, racing games, that sort of thing. And with that, let's get in there. All right, games here are a little bit differently organized than the last spot. The last one had like more drawer type setups, and these ones tend to all be in like plastic cases, which is great. A lot easier for me to browse, which is awesome. This store doesn't seem to have as big of a selection as the last location, which is also great because it means we can breeze through and hit the next shop. Yeah, these are absolutely going to be a lot easier to browse through, and right off the bat, we've got one on our list. This is a pretty killer little series of games, and man, at 550 yen, yeah, about $5 Canadian, we're absolutely going to be picking this one up today. Alright, still digging through all this Super Famicom stuff, and I found another in a series of games actually that I'm interested in, and it's this guy right here. Actually a bunch of games in this line of games that I'm interested in. 1,100 yen for this guy, yeah, about $10 Canadian. Absolutely grabbing this one too. All right, another in this series that I'm looking for. This one is Ganbare Goemon 2.
Ganbare Goemon 2.
And 1,600 yen on this guy. Absolutely picking this one up as well. I'm just stoked. I just keep finding stuff that I've got on my list that I'm looking for, and it's getting easier to actually recognize the cartridges. So adding that to the stack. Okay, we've dug through the Super Famicom stuff. There's some cool stuff here, actually, like this copy of Roxman Soccer. Pretty neat game. I don't know if this one came out in North America or not, but pretty neat cartridge for sure. And of course, we've got some stuff like Poppin' Twinbee. This one didn't come out in North America, but I already have this as a PAL release, so I'm going to be kind of avoiding games like that. I'm not Japanese exclusive per se. A pretty small little collection of Game Boy games here, and some that we already found on the last video, which is awesome. I do have this copy of Mario Picross here that I was taking a look at. 550 yen. Not sure if it's a great price, but I only have the second one on my list to buy, so I'm going to pass on this one for today. I did manage to find one Game Boy game that's on my list, and it's this guy right here. This one is Momotaro 1, I believe, and for 880 yen. I think it's a pretty good deal. I also haven't found any other regular Game Boy games here yet on this trip, so absolutely going to be adding this one to the basket. All right, dropping down to the N64 stuff, just a small little rack of N64 stuff here, and just stuff that you're gonna find anywhere at shops. Well, maybe not anywhere, but I mean, if you didn't have a copy of Snowboard Kids, this would be the place to grab it. I mean, basically a $10 game if you're buying in Japan. This one I've never seen before, but also it's not on my list. Not sure if this is one of those ones that's playable or not for non-Japanese speakers, and at 1,600 yen, probably gonna be a pass for me. But just some really cool artwork for games that, you know, we're used to seeing in North America, like Blast Corps, called Blastozer here in Japan, and a Mahjong game that you can pick up if you want to play Mahjong on the N64 for only 2,700 yen. Yeah, maybe not today. Ooh, I did manage to find a few boxed N64 games way over down here on the other side. Man, these boxes are just, man, they're just absolutely gorgeous. Like, I can't get over how, I would love to pick that up just to have for display for the game room, but I just haven't got the space for this stuff. Definitely wish that I did. Man, did they ever get a superior cover for Star Wars Racer compared to the box that we got for the one in North America? Oof, so much nicer. Hopefully you can hear me over the unbearably loud hard-off music playing in the background. But okay, like I said in the last video, I do not have photos of Super Famicom boxes in my list of games that I'm searching for. So when I go through these games, one of the things that's been super useful is just kind of like flipping the box over. So this one's Romancing Saga, but if I flip it over, I can kind of get an idea of what kind of game it is through the artwork, which is going to give me a really good idea right off the bat of whether or not I'm going to be able to take it home and play it. So in this case, with an RPG, obviously that's not going to fly. But with games like this, Super Bomberman 4, in box for only 1,100 yen. Feels like the manual could be in there, but I'm not sure. And yeah, this is on my list, so another great score right here. Oh, and I think there was one other too. Oh yeah, Super Fire Pro Wrestling. Only 880 yen. This one is in the box. Feels like the manual's in there, but again, I'm not entirely sure. Had heard really great things about this one, and the artwork's not so bad either on this one. So yeah, another pickup. I don't know how I'm gonna have any room for any of this in my bag, but we'll see. So lots in the kind of peripherals section. Got some Switch cases, some loose N64 controllers, about $16 Canadian a piece. These are colors I have already back at home, so gonna leave these here. I don't know anything about the Sega Saturn, but if you're a Sega Saturn lover, you can nerd out about this. 1,600 yen for a Sega Saturn backup cartridge, and check it out, Sega Saturn mouse. Cool, 2,700 yen. Looks like it's complete in box, so if you're a Sega Saturn fan, there you go. Let's take a look in the jewel case over here and see what they've got in the fancy stuff. Oh my God, this thing is beautiful. First time I've actually seen one in person, and it's a Pikachu Nintendo 64, only 23,000 yen. That thing is absolutely beautiful. We're gonna have to look through some of the box stuff here. Sorry about the glare for Super Nintendo to see what they've got, if there's anything that I'm kind of looking for that I don't have already. Some amiibos down the middle, nothing too rare. And oh, that's actually pretty sick. A Switch Pro controller. This one's 7,700 yen, and it's Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. I don't know whether we got that one in North America or not. That is a gorgeous looking Switch Pro controller. Considering the prices of Switch Pro controllers, just the basic vanilla ones, 7,700 is probably a decent deal for that one. We just keep finding more stuff. Let's take a quick peek at this section. Only half full of games. We do have some Game Boys. Regular Game Boy for 55 bucks. Some pretty cheap Joy-Cons, but they look chewed on, so I'm not too sure we're gonna stress about ever picking those up. And yeah, down at the bottom, a Zippo lighter and a few random PlayStation games that we do not need. I said it in the last video, but I have to say it again. I'm so grateful that I'm not collecting for all of these other consoles at the same time. To have the amount of time that I would need to dig through all of these other consoles like PlayStation and Sega Saturn, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, I just don't think I could ever find the time to sit in a store and dig through games for every console. So I'm pretty stoked that I have a short list of games because it's taking me about an hour and a half on average to go through each store. So yeah, glad I'm not going through all of that extra stuff. But before we finish and check out for the day, it is most important to hit the most important section of the store. Wait, does this store not have a jump? Junk section looking pretty good, actually. A lot of Famicom stuff here. F1 Grand Prix Part 3, no thanks. Got a cool copy of Super Mario Kart for 3,300 yen. Don't need it, but this is cool too, actually. Final Fight 2, Capcom game on the Super Famicom. Not one I need, but definitely pretty cool. Has a killer, I'm assuming, Yoshi's Cookie box for the Famicom. Pretty cool one. Yeah, not much else we're looking for in this section. A lot of PS1 stuff. Definitely cool to see. Little block bundles. Man, if you lived here and wanted Japanese PS1 games, what a way to do it. It's in here, Legend of Mana, and nothing else I can read besides C1 Circuit, the whole block. Oh, look at this, more names on the other side. Cranky Pro, Overblood, Crash Bandicoot 3. I mean, like, Pocket Digimon World, Monster Farm. Like, this feels like a decent block of games, and it's less than $10 Canadian. Like, what a cool way to buy games. If I found a Game Boy block like that, it would be coming home with me for sure. All right, more junk section. Got a PSP for way too much considering it's in the junk section. An original Baby Blue DS. This thing is in unbelievable shape. Too cool with the black back on it. This one is 2,700 yen. Leave that for someone else. Alright, in the Game Boy junk bin, I did manage to find a copy of Puyo Puyo Tetris 1. Or is it just called Puyo Puyo? Not sure. But for 330 yen, yeah, this is the way that I want to purchase this game. It's in the junk bin. I'm not sure why. It's in really nice condition, so I'm assuming it works. But adding this one to the basket for sure. Another really good one. I can't get over how much stuff we're finding at these locations. Yeah, really killer time at this one. Hope you enjoyed hanging out, following along. That is only stop number 2 on our huge day. I've got another 6 hours left, so we'll see how long both the wallet and the amount of time we have left hold off for us. But if you want to see episode 3, hit that subscribe button and follow along. Check out the next one in the journey. And if you haven't caught episode 1, it'll be linked down in the description below. Thanks so much for all the likes, subscribes, comments. All that good stuff goes a long way into helping my channel grow. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next one.